Good afternoon. Welcome back for another week of Daily Fantasy NASCAR. We had a week off last week with the All-Star race, so we're back for the Coca-Cola 600, the longest race of the year from Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'm here for dailyfantasysportsrankings.com, DFSR.com for short, and what I'm going to do here is show you how to navigate through my article to grab the cheat sheet that I come up with every week, and also how to create your own cheat sheet to play around with the models and sort columns and that sort of thing. I'm also going to give you my top picks of the week when looking at place differential value, also dominator value, and then some low-end picks as well that we can look at. So we'll start at DFSR.com. We're going to scroll down. We're going to click on Other. I'm going to find the article and we're going to open it. It's a weekly article that I do every week, so you can read through, look at some of the trends, track history, 2-year career, intermediate track history, current form. This is all stuff that you're going to find on the cheat sheet. My early picks, and then here at the bottom you can click here to get the race by race trend sheet, or you can click on the picture here itself and it's going to open the weekly cheat sheet. So when you do that, it's going to open a sheet like this, and the first thing that we're going to want to do when we open that sheet is go up to File, make a copy, name it whatever you want, click OK, and it's going to open your own. So now what you can do is you can actually sort the columns. So for instance, what you can do is go to 2-year track history, data, sort A to Z. That's going to show you the guys who have been the best over the last 2 years here according to average finish. So that's kind of how you sort columns. Looking at the model, everything in the model is over here in purple. So each week I kind of weight each one of these rankings. So this week, as you can see, we got final 10 lap average, final practice are right up there. They're going to take 30% of the overall ranking. 20% is going to be on practice 2 and qualifying. We've got some place differential value cooked into the model as well, and then I'm really looking at track history over the last 2 years here at Charlotte. So when you create your own like this, what you can do is you can actually go in and you can change these numbers, and just as you'll see here, if I was to put, say, 50% on track history, you're going to see these overall rankings are going to change quite a bit. So every little change that you make is going to change up your model and your overall rankings. So with that, I'm just going to go over a couple of my picks. I'm going to go back and I'm going to sort this by DK price. The first thing we're going to go look at is the salary trends on the race by race trend sheet. So you can see the Coca-Cola 600 salaries are here. We got season average. We've got the difference between this week and the season average, and then the difference between last week and this week. So a couple guys that stand out here. The biggest one's going to be Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's down $400 from last week and almost $1,000 below his season average. So that's really nice value with the 88 this week. Two guys in kind of the top end, Kyle Busch and Joey Logano. As you'll see, they're going to be two of my favorite drivers. They come in under 10K, and they both got salaries underneath their season average as well. Ryan Newman stands out as well. He's down $300 from last week and $300 below his season average. And you'll see he's ranked in the top 5 in my overall model so far this week. So that's just some guys that stand out when looking at the race by race trend sheet. Back over here. The guys that I have in green are the place differential values I want to talk about this week. So we're going to start with Kyle Larson. We're going to scroll over and look at the practice qualifying time. He hit the wall in first practice, had some damage. They did fix his primary car. Didn't get out in time to make a qualifying lap, so he'll start at the back of the field. So he's probably going to be chalk. He's going to be high owned this week, but starting 39th, he was fastest in final practice and 4th in the 10 lap average. So he should be able to fly through the field. Definite upside of top 5, should be in that top 10 range with that kind of speed, barring any engine failures, parts failures, or possibly a crash. But definitely he's going to be the #1 place differential value and the highest owned driver this week. Joey Logano starting 23rd. He didn't really show a bunch of speed. He's kind of struggled for speed in the first 2 practices. He actually showed some top 10 speed in final practice. So I don't think he's a winning car this week, but top 10 is definitely in order. So if he gets 10th, that's 13 place differential value points. So he's right up there. And then 2 guys kind of in that value range who have nice place differential value this week, probably going to end up being top 5 owned. Dale Earnhardt Jr., his salary dropped. Plus he's starting 22nd, and then came out and posted a top 10 speed in final practice. So that's really good to see. Casey Kane's been good here in the past. As you can see, he ranks 3rd in career track history here. It's his best track over the course of his career. He's starting 24th this week. He was 7th in the second practice, 15th in final practice, and then 11th in the 10-lap average. So he's another guy that stands out there as well. Next up, going to look at some guys that have some possible Dominator upside this week. Dominator, that's laps led. The first guy that stands out here is going to be Martin Truex Jr. He has dominated the laps led here over the last few years. These are the guys that we're going to want to look for to, kind of build our lineups around. And if we go and look at the last 5 Coca-Cola 600s, one thing that we do see is that the drivers that have led over 100 laps in the last five races back since 2012, the Coca-Cola 600 in 2012, 7 of the 8 of those drivers that have led over 100 laps in the race have started inside the top 10. So that's why I've got 10% on qualifying this week. So these guys that I'm going to be looking at in blue here are all going to be starting inside the top 10. We got Truex at 8th, we've got Harvick first, we got Kyle Busch starting 2nd, and then Matt Kenseth starting 4th. Kenseth would be my favorite play of the week. He's number 1 on my overall model. He was 3rd in final practice, and he was 2nd in 10-lap averages, so that was really good to see. He's been consistent all weekend. Kyle Busch, just like the shirt here, my rockin' really loud, colorful shirt. He's going to be one of my favorites. He won the All-Star race, so he's actually shown that was his first ever Sprint Cup win, although it was a non-points race. It was his first win at Charlotte Motor Speedway, so that was pretty big. I think he can possibly carry that momentum over. He was fast in qualifying. Didn't show top 10 speed in the final 2 practices, but did show 6th in the long run speed, and that's going to be huge here at a 600-mile race. And these teams that didn't show, one thing about Truex, Harvick, and Busch is they didn't show a lot of speed in final practice, but they are teams that have been known to make the adjustments. And the big adjustment this week is when we going from a day race to a night race. Starts at, I believe, 6 p.m. Eastern. That's 4 o'clock local time for me on Sunday, and when the race ends it's going to be dark, and they figure around 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's going to be total different setups on the cars once it comes to nighttime. So those are definitely some top teams that are very, they got good crew chiefs and can make the right adjustments. So next we're going to go down, we're going to look at the guys in purple. Those are going to be my value plays. They're all under 7,500 this week. Got Daniel Suarez. I'm a big fan of running any of the JGR cars this week. Suarez is starting 20th, so he's got some place differential value, and he's top 10 speed in both final 2 practices on Saturday. So very good there. Ryan Newman, we talked about him with his salary coming down, makes a nice value while he's got some place differential value as well. Starting 17th, 12th in practice 2, and 6th in final practice. So I think he's a top 10 candidate possibly this week with upside as well. Trevor Bayne, want to jump back over the race by race trends. I seem to mention this pretty much every week, but with Bayne, he's been one of the most consistent drivers all year. I'm just going to point him out here. Last week was the first week he hasn't had over 30 points all season. Or sorry, that was at Talladega. Talladega was the only week of the year, his only race where he hasn't scored over 30 points in a race. So Talladega is kind of a crapshoot anyway, so I'm not really looking too much into that, but looking at all the other tracks, he's got over 30 points. It's a very consistent fantasy points coming from a guy that's just over 7K. The other guy, GPP only for sure, is going to be AJ Allmendinger. Starting 26th, so he does have a little bit of place differential value there, showed some top 20 speed. So I think he can, finish somewhere in between 15th and 20th, give him some upside with the place differential points there. So those are 4 guys that I'm going to be using in the mid to low tier here. There's not a whole lot this week if you're looking to go stars and scrubs. One guy I'm probably going to consider is going to be Corey LaJoie. He's under 5K. It's more about what you can fit with your other 5 drivers than it is his upside. He's starting right in the back, so there's nothing but positive place differential upside. He did show top 35 speed in the final 2 practices on Saturday, so even if he finishes 35th, you're looking at 15 to 20 points from him. I think that makes sense for 4,800 if you can go ahead and get 2 or 3 of these top guys over 9K in your lineup this week. So those are some of my favorite plays. If you have any questions leading up, I'm going to be in the DFSR chat room tomorrow morning. I'm probably going to be jumping in there around 10:30 Eastern, right up until lock. So to get there, you can just come to my article or pretty much any DFSR.com page that you're on, and just click on the public chat room here. Look for Chris. Chris from Canada, that's me. Jump in there, ask questions. If you don't want to, maybe discuss, there's going to be a lot of baseball talk, just hit me up with a private message. You can just click on anybody's name here and click on the little chat window, or even over here in the menu you can click on Chris, and you can open up that and do a private message with me. You can also reach me on Twitter at Jaeger_bombs9. Hit me up there with some questions tonight, or leave your comments in the video below. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel here, and you'll get updates through your email or however you have it set up whenever I come out with a new video. I try to do 3 to 4 MLB videos a week. I do one for PGA, one for NASCAR, and got some ones on that are coming up here real soon. Going to be doing some strategy on all those sports that I write for as well. So stay tuned for that. Other than that, I hope for green screens for everyone, and we'll talk to you soon.